today I just wanted to mess around with it, see how it's shooting. Been a while since I'd shot it. I don't remember. I know the trigger's not that great. I haven't upgraded the trigger, done any modifications to it. Just got the old standard Crosman trigger. But anyways, we're going to see what kind of groups we can get out of it with the 4-power factory scope and the standard trigger. And I've got a target set up down here. At my standard 25 yards. Okay, I've got my target set up there at the standard 25 yards. I've got the FX flavor of the JSB 8.4s, which is my standard go-to pellet for testing accuracy to begin with. And I've got a new pellet to me, at least new to me, and that's the AEA pellets. These are, I believe, an 8.72 grain pellet. I picked these up about 6 weeks ago when I was still out shooting, and these pellets have impressed me quite a bit. I was watching, I guess it was shooting gear reviews or something. I forget his channel, but he was shooting these pellets through a Camo Magnum at 100 yards, and they were actually grouping fairly decent. And I was thinking to myself, that's pretty crazy for an unknown pellet, an AEA pellet that I think is made in China. So I thought, well, I better see what they'll do up close, 25 yards, to see what kind of accuracy they're getting. And I'd made several videos, kind of messed them up, didn't even get to put them out back then, and tested these pellets. And these pellets were actually outgrouping my JSBs in many cases. So that's the two pellets I've got today. So we're going to start doing a little shooting. Of course, this gun's really easy to cock. We're going to start with the FX pellets. These pellets do look really close, really similar. There are some differences, but they look pretty close to the same. I did accidentally drop I dropped one of the pellets over into the other tin accidentally when I was last out, and I tried for 10 minutes to figure out which pellet it was, and I never found it. So one of these pellets could actually be the wrong pellet, but they are pretty close to the JSBs. Not exact, but close. And the weight's different. And I'm not quite for sure where they're made. I'm assuming they're made in China, but I'm not for sure. But anyways, we'll start with the FX. Get set up here. I might have to turn this chair a little bit. I'm trying to get a chair that's a little taller than what I had before. All right. It's not a very comfortable position. Generally, if you're not in a really comfortable position, you're not going to shoot as well as you could, but we're going to try it anyways. It just seems like now I'm a little too high, sitting a little too high up. All right. Anyways, let's get started. I know these are set pretty close for the FX pellets. Not right on, but pretty close. I'm going to start with I'll just start with the paper target on the left. And we'll shoot a quick 5 through there and see where they're hitting. Well, I don't know, I just lost count. I think this is 4. If not, we'll get one extra in there. I can't really see the target real well to line it up with this 4-power scope. I'm just kind of putting it on it to where it looks good and giving this long trigger pull a go. All right. Well, it doesn't look real pretty. Not as good as what I've seen, what I remember this gun doing. We're going to switch over to the AEA. I may have to start taking a little more time and see if I can tighten that up. I just mainly wanted to get out and shoot this gun a little bit today. You can probably hear a little bit of buzz. It's not as bad as the buzz is not as bad as it could be. All right, I'm going to move over to the target on the paper target on the right. We're going to cover up the FX to make sure I don't put one of those in there, and we'll put out 4 more of these AEAs. Not really showing what these pellets will do, but I still wanted to shoot them through there. I may rearrange things and see if I can get to be a little more comfortable. I may have to switch back to the other chair. This one may be too high. Got me all hunched over trying to get down to look at this, look through the scope. That trigger's not helping either. I'm not used to these long trigger pulls. I really can't even tell where I'm hitting with these AEA pellets. Anyways, we're going to go down and we're going to stop the camera. We'll go down and take a look at it down there. Okay guys, well hopefully on the scope cam I've got, we'll be able to see where I was hitting at. But I went down there and took a look. I wasn't doing real good on the first group with the FX pellets. It wasn't the pellets, it was just me, I'm sure, on that, because it will do better with the FX pellets than that. I tried a little harder with the AEA pellets, and actually wasn't really a bad group. Might be close to a dime, a little over. Definitely probably under a quarter size group. But anyways, I went ahead and switched out chairs so I'm not all hunched over trying to shoot uncomfortable. And we're going to turn it on. Turn on the target cam. And we're going to go again here. I've got 5 of each pellet laid out. And I've also adjusted the sights some. The AEA pellets were shooting really high and to the right. So I brought that down a little bit. Well, this feels a lot better. Oh yeah. Since I did move the pellet, well, I'm just going to go for the paper targets, the lower ones. we'll do the one on the left for the FX. I was down there setting up the target earlier, and not far from where the target is, right along that tree line, I can see where a group of hogs has been here rooting up the ground. That's making me want a big bore air rifle again. This farmer's got quite a few fields, and if he's got hogs tearing up some fields and I had the big bore air rifle, that would really be a good situation. I can shoot a big bore air rifle in places where a lot of people wouldn't want you shooting a center fire rifle. They're not near as afraid of a big bore air rifle. It's not gonna go near as far and be near as dangerous. All right, we're switching over to the AEA Pellets again, and we're just gonna drop down to that other target and put 5 in there and see where they're hitting. I normally prefer a little more than the 4 power magnification. I can get in a little more exact on a smaller dot, hold tighter groups, and see where I'm hitting most of the time. I could see that one was high and to the right. I mean left. And that one wasn't too far from it. But if I change the scope out on this one, then of course it's going to look funny with just a black scope on it. And I don't have a scope that I want to actually paint camo. That was almost through the same hole as the first one. But what I could do is put a scope on here and just wrap the scope in a burlap strip, camo burlap strip. So it wouldn't look so odd. It'd be a pretty tight group. And I'll tell you something, there, I bought that Crosman Fire back last year, and I couldn't get that gun to group with any pellet I had. The gun, it was horrible. One of the worst guns I'd ever bought. Sure wouldn't group with JSB or FX pellets. Anyways, when I was shooting earlier this year, I tried these AEA pellets in that gun. I don't remember if it was, I've got 2. I've got the ones that are around 10 grain, and then these are a little over 8. And I don't remember which ones it was, but I actually shot quarter-size groups at 25 yards with that Crosman Fire with those pellets. But at some point I'm going to break that back out and do some testing. I don't know where the JSBs went, so I can't really tell what they look like, but I mean, at least this one here was a group. It's not too bad. So we're going to go down there and take a look at it, and then we'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. Looks like I might have to start bringing some insect repellent with me. Mosquitoes are already getting bad. I went down there and looked at it, and we could probably tell when I have this on a larger screen with the target cam that evidently the FX pellets were shooting so far to the left they missed the box. But the AEA pellets, I got a pretty respectable group with those. Maybe a dime, a little over. Anyways, I'm going to do another group with the FX pellets, and I'm going to shoot the top target that I used the almost put the wrong pellet in there. I'm going to use the top target that I shot at the AEAs, or used the AEAs shooting at, since I shot so high and to the right. I'm going to use that target now with the FX pellets and see what kind of group I can get. Get this target cam on. I did move things around a little bit to try to get it more sighted in for the AEA pellets. I'm really expecting these to be shooting to the left quite a bit, and probably low. I don't know why. I mean, there's such a huge difference in the point of impact between these pellets. Don't know what causes that in some guns, but there's quite a bit of difference. But I just want to see what the group is with the FX pellets. Don't want to make the video too long. All right, we'll go down there and check that. And, since I really can't have sugar, I drink a lot of the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar and some of the other zero sugar sodas. And I don't know if you've ever had blackberry cobbler growing up, but that's what this really reminds me of, is the blackberry cobbler. And when I took a look at these cans, all I could think about is the word zero. That O at the end looks like a great target on these cans. It's on the can in two different places, but I've really been tempted to just set one of these cans up just to shoot at that O, because it makes a perfect little target on that can. So I may do that afterwards just for the fun of it. Okay guys, I'm down here at the target. In case we can't see it real well, this was the first group I shot with the FX pellets. Really uncomfortable, wasn't trying real hard. This is the group I shot with the AEA pellets. I kind of, after seeing how bad I did with the FX, I went ahead and put a little more effort into it. Shot a pretty decent group. Way up and to the right. Anyways, I readjusted the sights. I came down here, and this group was the second group I shot with the AEA pellets. And then actually shooting at this target, this was the group with the FX pellets. So really not a bad group. Most likely I could tighten that up quite a bit if I was trying a little harder. Even had a better little better scope, or a little stronger scope. That 4-power scope, I just can't see well enough to really hold it accurate enough to keep it in with some tighter groups. But anyways, that's what it's doing so far. Okay guys, well, I really couldn't resist trying to shoot that 0 on that can, or that O on that can. It just looks like too good a target. So once I finished it off, I went ahead and zeroed in those AEA pellets, and I went a little bit too far up. First I was a little off here, a little too far up. Then this was the last 3 shots where I was zeroing it in, and I moved it over to the left a little bit. I'm going to say that that gun's shooting quite well with those AEA pellets, but now that I've got it zeroed, or pretty close to zeroed, I may bring it a few clicks to the left just to make sure, or a few clicks to the right just to make sure, and we're going to see if we can't put a pellet in that 0 on that can just for the fun of it. And I went ahead and filled the can with water so it won't be flying off as much. But anyways, we're going to go back up to the table and fire a shot at that and see what we do. Okay guys, we're back up here at the table. I took the phone down there and showed where I'd zeroed this gun in with the AEA pellets. Man, I shot three of those pellets through a super tight group, getting this thing zeroed in. I was still shooting just a little bit to the left, so I went ahead and moved it a couple of clicks to the right just to get me a little bit more on target. It looked like it was still a little to the left. So I've got the can set up down there. We're going to get this loaded, get an AEA pellet in there. I'm telling you, I don't know where these pellets are made. If they're made in China, there's a company called QYS, I think it is, that I've seen overseas. I've seen people having quite a bit of luck with those overseas, over in Britain and such, shooting, and they've gotten some really good groups out of those KYS pellets that are made in China. I don't know if these are rebranded KYS pellets made in China. I think AEA may be made in Brazil, so these pellets could be made in Brazil. I really don't know, but so far I've been quite impressed with these pellets. I hope the tariff's not going to make them go up more. They're already the same price as JSBs or FX pellets. Actually, a little more expensive than or a little more than I pay for FX pellets. So it's not helping a lot. And if tariffs cause them to go up a little more, it's gonna make shooting a little bit more expensive. But anyways, I've got the cam set up. We're going to turn the target cam on. I've zoomed in to where we can see that, and I just want to see how close to that to the center of that 0 I can get with this 4-power scope and this old Remington Tyrant painted up like a sniper rifle. Oh wow, that 0 is small. The crosshairs is going to cover that 0. Well, I knocked it down even though it was full of water, but I'm curious to see how close I got to it. I tried to hold it right on that O. So we're going to go down there and check. Okay, actually looks like I got my target box wetter than I wanted to. Try to keep this box dry and reuse it. We got the can down here. A little bit of carnage where it came out the back side. Or was that that was the front side? Ah, yes, there we are. And as we can see, I was a little high and to the right. It was still fun. Didn't quite hit it, but I got pretty close. Okay, unfortunately I missed that the center of that zero by a little bit, so I'm going to try it one more time. Don't have any water in it. Being ate up by mosquitoes. But we're going to do one more quick shot just to see what I can do. I barely can't even see that zero with that way the can's sitting. Okay, so that is the zero. Maybe I should have left the water out of it. Anyways, we're going to go down there and see what it looks like second shot. Okay, so I still wasn't ready to go. I wanted one more try at this can, and came down here to look at it. Was kind of excited at first because I did take out part of that zero, but it looks like it just more tore the can than anything else. I think I actually hit just a little bit low and to the right, and that's not bad for a Remington Tyrant Crosman made Chinese air rifle. I would say it's doing pretty good. So anyhow, I'm getting out of here. I'm being eaten up by mosquitoes.